All right, everyone, let's turn off those brains and get excited for the latest ridiculous number 8. This is it, number 8 in this franchise. Welcome to my review of The Fate of the Furious, which I saw on XD. Thankfully, the movie is not presented in 3D. I became a fan of these movies probably around the time that I saw Fast 5. Before that, you know, there was a bumpy road between the second, third, and fourth film. I enjoyed the first one that I saw on video, DVD first. Last year, I did have the privilege of seeing The Fast and the Furious, the original 2001 film, in the theater, and surprisingly, that movie holds up quite well for being as ridiculous as it is, but it's definitely not ridiculous as the movies have gone along. The movies just seem to get better. I mean, they just seem to get more ridiculous, but more fun, more entertaining, lots of great humor in there. And of course, with 7, it was just a nice send-off to Paul Walker. I thought it was beautiful. I was very moved by it, and the action was great, and the humor was fun, and I just thought it was a wonderful action movie on its own, and the best in the series. And because of that, and because they were continuing on, because of the wishes of Paul Walker, and probably money, and Vin Diesel, this is like the most popular thing that he's a part of. A lot of these people, the most popular things that they're a part of, they've returned. And now we have The Fate and the Furious, Fast 8 or 6, you know, depending on where it falls. Maybe this is 7, because, it's just very confusing. It is, I guess it is, yes, technically now it is 8, because now we're all caught up. Thank you, Tokyo Drift. I was very excited to see this movie. I went and saw with some friends of mine that we've seen every one of these movies together since 5, and we've enjoyed these, some more than others. But we were all kind of, I think, well, I can't speak for them, but for me, I was very excited to see this movie. I'm not going to go in detail. We have some new characters, a new villain, new Bond villain with Charlize Theron as this hacker, cipher thingy, whatever. And we've got, I think we have some new characters played by Scott Eastwood. And there's some other surprises. There's some other people that I don't want to say are in this film that I didn't see in the trailer. I actually tried to stay away from the trailers. I knew what I was getting into, but I wanted to be somewhat blind to finally seeing the final product. Now that I've seen this final film, I've finally seen the film, this is a downgrade from what I witnessed in the last 3 movies. It's nowhere near the territory of bad like, 2, in my opinion. It's definitely much better. Of course, anything's better than the 3rd and the 4th film, but it doesn't really hold up with the excitement and the emotion and the humor and the action of Fast 5, Fast 6, and Fast 7. I felt that the story really didn't get started for a while or get interesting enough. I think we got this really okay, like, throwback. The beginning starts in Havana, Cuba. They're shooting in Havana, Cuba, which hasn't been done, I think, in a long time. It's a throwback to what the movies were about long ago, 16, 17 years ago. So it's all about the car racing. I wasn't too impressed with that as we're introduced to Vin Diesel and Michelle Rodriguez. And I just wasn't really involved when we were introduced to The Rock. Kind of the way, we're introduced to The Rock for the first time. It's not really that funny. It doesn't get really that interesting, I think, until the movie gets to New York. But before that, I enjoyed the scenes where we get to see Jason Statham. It's in the trailer. So we see Jason Statham and The Rock, or Dwayne Johnson, I'm sorry, in the jail, and that was kind of exciting. Now, this time, the movie is directed by F. Gary Gray. I'm assuming he got the job because they made a lot of money for Universal with the great Straight Outta Compton. So he makes his debut with the franchise, and I have to say, the action when it's kind of men on men fighting, or women on, it's not that exciting. The camera's shaking so much that I don't think they really had a cool fight sequence. And it's edited in a certain way. It's not bad. It's not Taken 3 bad. But it is not that interesting to watch when you're seeing these two massive action stars fight with each other. But when the film gets to New York, I feel like the movie really got started, and it was really fun and ridiculous and over the top. And since now I've been to New York and seeing the cities and noticing when you're in the real city of New York, it's a big, huge parking lot. There's never a part where cars can swing by fast and stuff like that. So it was so silly. I was laughing, having a good time watching all of that. And I felt like the action was handled well with the car chase sequences in New York, where we move, you know, it's in the trailer when you see the sub and all that stuff, that was all exciting and fun to watch. It was just turn your brain off. What more can they do to make this even more ridiculous? I think they painted themselves in some sort of corner. I don't know where they can go from here to bring it back. I don't know. There's moments. I think Tyrese Gibson has some funny moments in the movie, and there's some interesting other things that I don't want to say because then I'll spoil it for the two people that haven't seen the movie yet. But I kind of want to bring it back to this group, you know, kind of joking and I just felt like it didn't really work this time when it came to the humor. I think the humor was lost with some of the scenes. Now, there are some funny scenes that do work, and I don't want to forget about those. And I enjoyed the moments where the team is kind of getting together, and it's so preposterous and so off the wall and insane that I just have to forget all reality and just enjoy the movie for what it is. I just have to say, you know, it had some nice action sequences. The movie is very, very long. I don't think the movie should have been as long as the other films. I think they're just getting longer and longer. And by the time 10 or 11 or 12 comes out, we'll probably have a Fast and the Furious 3-hour epic film that I think we should never get. It's definitely just not up there with the last few films. And it's hard to do something like that. It's hard to really capture the magic over and over and over again. It's going to get very tiring, and I know this movie made lots of money, so we're probably going to get 1,000 more of these films. I would love to see them. I'll see them, I'll talk about them, I'll criticize them, I'll praise them if they need them, but I miss the emotional core, and I know the last one had so much emotion behind it because we were all watching Paul Walker, who's not the greatest actor in the world, but just a wonderful presence in this franchise. And of course that's missing this time. You know, we don't really have that this time. But it does have some impressive action. It still has the fun factor more than half of the time. It is enjoyable more than half the time. And you know what you're getting into when you see a movie like this. And if you don't like it, I would say don't see these movies anymore. And if you did like it, I don't know if it's going to get any better than this. I really don't see that. But, you know, we all know what we get into. I'm not judging this like some great piece of art. I'm just judging it as an action movie and a piece of entertainment. And it was quite entertaining from time to time. So, for that, I enjoyed my experience, loud and bombastic, and it was fun to laugh at how stupid the movie is. I'm going to give the film, I will be kind, and I'll give this film a solid 3 stars out of 4, just on the fun, ridiculous, entertaining factor alone. Oh yes, Charlize Theron, I didn't even talk about her. She was good. Nothing great. She's been better. She's been worse. She was fine. Alright everyone, I'm done. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and share this video. And also, please check out these amazing movie websites. And if you enjoyed this review, please click here to subscribe to my channel, and also please check out all my recent reviews right here on YouTube. Have a great day, live film, find peace, happiness, and harmony in anything and everything you do, and I'll talk to you at my next movie review.